There's places on this planet where you won't be allowed in for any amount of money. Not for $1 million, not for $1 billion. Not because it's hard to get there, but because you'll be killed, arrested, or you'll destroy something that humanity's been preserving for millennia. The reasons vary, but the result is the same. The door is locked, and the key is thrown away. Today, we're going to look into 6 forbidden places and find out why behind every single ban lies a story that'll send chills down your spine. Number 1. The Doomsday Vault. This place looks like a set from an apocalypse movie, and in fact, it was built for the end of the world. It is the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, located on a Norwegian archipelago just 620 miles from the North Pole. The entrance is a concrete portal jutting out of a mountainside in the middle of an Arctic desert. Behind it lies a 390-foot tunnel leading deep into the mountain to 3 chambers. Kept at a constant temperature of -0.4 degrees Fahrenheit, these chambers hold over 1 million seed samples from all over the world. Wheat from Syria, rice from Thailand, corn from Mexico, potatoes from Peru. Virtually every agricultural crop that feeds humanity has a backup copy here. Imagine this: war, a pandemic, a climate catastrophe, or a supervolcano eruption destroys the agriculture of an entire region. Crop varieties developed through centuries of painstaking breeding disappear forever. This vault is an insurance policy for the entire planet. In 2015, this actually happened. The International Center for Agricultural Research in Dry Areas, based in Aleppo, Syria, was destroyed during the Civil War. Svalbard delivered copies of the seeds, and scientists were able to restore the collection in a new laboratory in Morocco. No one's allowed inside except for the technical staff. No tourists, no journalists, no scientists. The storage chambers are completely sterile, and any outsider could introduce mold, bacteria, or viruses that would destroy the seeds. This isn't secrecy for the sake of secrecy, it's hygiene on a planetary scale. Number 2. The 17,000-year-old cave. We step back 17,000 years in time. In southwestern France lies a place containing some of the most spectacular cave paintings on Earth. Nearly 600 paintings and around 1,500 engravings cover the walls and ceilings: bulls, horses, deer, and bisons. Some images reach several feet in length and are executed with such skill that art historians compare them to the works of Picasso and Matisse. Welcome to the Lascaux Caves. The paintings had been astonishingly well preserved thanks to the cave's stable microclimate. It was discovered on September 12, 1940, by 4 teenagers: Marcel Ravadat, Jacques Marsal, Georges Agniel, and Simon Cuencas. According to one version of the story, their dog fell into a hole and the boys climbed down to get it out. By 1948, the cave was opened to the public, and up to 1,800 people passed through it every single day. And that's when the trouble started. It turned out that the breath and body heat of thousands of people altered the microclimate. Carbon dioxide from exhaled air increased the acidity on the walls, humidity skyrocketed, and a green sickness appeared, mold and algae that began eating away at the paint. By 1963, it became clear: if the cave wasn't closed, the paintings would perish. It was sealed. Since then, only restorers and microbiologists have access. Exact replicas, Lascaux II and Lascaux IV, were built for tourists, but the original cave remains sealed. For 17,000 years, the drawings survived without our help, but in just 15 years of our presence, we almost destroyed them. Number 3. Area 51. The most famous military secret in history, a piece of land covering approximately 10,000 square miles in the Nevada desert. Formally, it's a United States Air Force testing range. Informally, it's been the source of the wildest conspiracy theories for the past 70 years. The U.S. government didn't acknowledge the existence of Area 51 until 2013, when declassified CIA documents officially confirmed for the first time that yes, the base exists, and yes, secret aircraft were tested there. The territory is surrounded by motion sensors, cameras, armed guards, and signs reading "Photography prohibited, use of deadly force authorized." The airspace over the base is completely restricted. What's actually there? No aliens, no flying saucers, but something else entirely. This is exactly where they tested the U-2, a spy plane that flew at an altitude of 70,000 feet. This is also where they tested the SR-71 Blackbird, the fastest air-breathing manned aircraft in history, accelerating to over 2,100 miles per hour. They tested the first stealth aircraft here too, the F-117, which was invisible to radar. Each of these aircraft looked so futuristic in its time that witnesses of the test flights genuinely mistook them for UFOs. In 2019, a satirical internet event called Storm Area 51 went viral. More than 2 million people claimed they'd show up, but on the designated day, only a few dozen people came to the gates, took selfies against the warning signs, and peacefully dispersed. Area 51 remained unconquered. Number 4. Snake Island. An island where you won't be killed by a human or a soldier, but by a snake, and it'll kill you quickly and painfully. Located 21 miles off the coast of Brazil, Ilha da Queimada Grande, better known as Snake Island, is a patch of land measuring just over 100 acres, and it is the only home to one of the most venomous snakes on Earth, the golden lancehead viper. By some estimates, between 2,000 and 4,000 snakes live on the island, meaning anywhere from 1 to 5 snakes for every square yard. Wherever you step, there's a snake within 3 feet of you. The venom of the golden lancehead is 5 times more potent than that of its mainland relatives. It melts the flesh around the bite, causes severe internal bleeding, and triggers kidney failure. Without an antidote, death occurs in less than an hour. The last person to live permanently on the island was the lighthouse keeper. According to local legend, in the 1920s, snakes crawled into his house through the windows, killing him and his entire family. After that, the lighthouse was automated and the island was closed. The Brazilian government banned anyone from landing there under threat of imprisonment. An exception is made only for research herpetologists, and even then on the condition that a doctor with a supply of antivenom accompanies them. Number 5. The Uncontacted Tribe. An island whose inhabitants don't know what firearms, airplanes, or cell phones are, but they definitely know what a bow and arrow is. This is North Sentinel Island, located in the Bay of Bengal. In size, it's roughly comparable to Manhattan, about 23 square miles. A tribe of Sentinelese lives on it, numbering anywhere from 50 to 500 people. The Sentinelese are one of the very last uncontacted tribes on Earth. They've lived in total isolation for an estimated 30,000 to 60,000 years. They meet any outsider with a hail of arrows. In 2006, 2 fishermen whose boat was carried to the island by the current were killed. In 2018, an American missionary named John Allen Chow illegally landed on the island, intending to convert the Sentinelese to Christianity. He was killed on the very first day. It was never possible to retrieve his body. After the 2004 tsunami, the Indian government sent a helicopter to check if the residents had survived, but the helicopter was met with arrows. The Indian government has established an exclusion zone with a radius of 5 nautical miles around the island. Any approach is punishable by prison time, but the ban exists to protect the Sentinelese from us. These people have zero immunity to the diseases of the outside world. A common flu or a harmless cold for them could be a death sentence. Number 6. The Emperor's Tomb. Finally, a tomb that no living person has looked into for over 2,000 years. The entire world knows the Terracotta Army, 8,000 life-sized clay warriors found in China. But what most people don't know is that they're just the guards outside. The actual tomb of the Emperor, Qin Shi Huang, is a massive underground mausoleum located beneath a 250-foot-high burial mound, and it has never been opened. The ancient historian Sima Qian, who lived a century after the death of the emperor, described the mausoleum as a subterranean palace of unimaginable luxury. According to him, a map of the starry sky is depicted on the ceiling with constellations made of pearls and precious stones. The floor represents a relief map of the Chinese Empire, featuring flowing rivers and oceans made of liquid mercury, set in motion by mechanical devices. Automated crossbows are rigged and aimed at the entrances, ready to pierce anyone who dares disturb the deceased ruler's peace. This description sounds fantastic, but modern research has confirmed at least one detail. Probes inserted into the mound detected abnormally high levels of mercury in the soil, dozens of times higher than the regional norm. The mercury rivers seem to be real, not a legend. The official reason why the tomb's not being opened is technological. The Chinese government fears that the contents will be irreversibly damaged during excavation with current methods. When the terracotta warriors were excavated in the 1970s, their bright paint, red, blue, green, purple, flaked off and disintegrated upon contact with the air within minutes. The warriors archaeologists saw were colorful. The warriors we see in the museum are gray. If there are painted walls, silk fabrics, or scrolls inside the tomb, it could all crumble into dust the moment it's opened. There's also the mercury issue. Breathing its vapors in an enclosed space poses a deadly toxic threat to workers. The tomb has stood for 2,200 years, and scientists are willing to wait until conservation technologies advance enough to preserve everything. 6 places and 6 reasons for a ban. Whether it's protecting an isolated tribe, guarding military secrets, or preserving a 2,000-year-old tomb, some doors are better left closed. Not because there's something terrifying behind them, but because by opening them, we might destroy the very thing worth protecting. 17,000 years the paintings of Lascaux survived, but 15 years of our visits almost ruined them. The ancient world can wait, and so should we. Drop a comment below and let me know which of these places you'd sneak into if you had a 100% guarantee you'd survive. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more deep dives. See you next time.